Greetings. My name is Anat Ben Israel, and it's a pleasure for me to speak with Rubens Kignel about a very interesting international project called Crise, the Way In and the Way Out. Rubens, can you share a little bit about this project, as it was a creative idea that you came about?
Yes, Anat, thank you for inviting me to a conversation about this project. It's a real honor to be here with you at this moment here. Anat, look, we have been coming out. When I say we, I don't mean only Brazil. You know, the whole world just came out from a pandemic crisis, right? And at the same time, we have also a political crisis in many countries. We have political crisis in the whole world. Everywhere there is a political crisis. And these main things like the political side and the pandemic side, you know, it, as far as I know, it touched a lot the healthy system of everybody. When I mean the healthy system, I mean the healthy psychic system and the healthy organic system, and both of them together, of course, because one does not exist without the other, okay? So I feel we all went through kind of the last 3 years or 4 years, you know, through a lot of different kind of crises, okay? And my idea is like that. We as psychotherapists, or by the psychotherapists, you know, many times we focus in learning about psychology in the sense of the methodology of how to work with psychology to help people to get more conscious, to get more healthy, and to function better in the world, right? Then I started to think that the learning process for us psychotherapists and for human beings, you know, cannot be restricted only to the methodology of psychology. We need to hear from different perspectives. It means from different fields of knowledge, you know, what they think about the crisis, and not only look at the crisis from the psychological level. So we all know, for example, that economy creates a lot of psychic crises in many people, right? In many countries. We know that the COVID created a lot of crises in the psychic level too. We know that politics creates a lot of psychic problems and body problems in many levels, right? So what I wanted to increase, you know, what I wanted to bring together is different knowledges from different fields that could help people to reflect and get more healthy by being conscious what people are thinking from different fields, like racism, anti-racism, anti-Semitism, anti, so many things anti. And the real difficulty of human beings to create a good environment, or the best possible environment, to deal with differences. To deal with differences. So of course, the name Crisis, it came from a meeting with you and all our friends, our group of friends. You know, they were very important to came to this title. And then each of us, we brought to the field different people from outside our field, you know, to bring knowledge to all of us. So that's the main idea about this project.
So it is to bring together from our group of psychotherapists and psychologists to bring the knowledge, to bring information, to actually have people that are in their own way working
Yes.
with other people and affecting the communities that they live in
Yes.
from all over the world. And
Yes.
this project is going to be as well in different languages, and there's going to be translation for everything. Can you say a
Yes.
little bit about that?
This is another very important thing, you know, because usually people do translations only to English because English is the language maybe the most speaking in the world, no? But French people, Italian people, no, they want to speak French, or they want to learn in French, or Italian people the same, you know. Brazilian people and Portuguese people the same. So it's important that we speakers and the people that participate, you know, can speak in their own mother languages, you know. And this is one thing that technology is helping us, is to know the other from their own language, you know. For example, one of the things that I enjoy a lot, sometimes watching series in the television, sometimes I watch series from different countries so that people can speak their own language. And I follow the subtitles, but the sense of hearing their own languages, it creates a completely different perspective about relationship.
Yes.
So the differences of languages are very important.
Mm-hmm.
And the technology nowadays permits that, allow us to have this possibility. So
Yeah.
if we have French people, we can have French. If we have English, we can have English. If you have Italian, we can have Italian. If you have Portuguese, you can have Portuguese. And that creates an environment of inclusion of the differences. Inclusion of the differences. That's another point that's pretty important for us. You know? So that's why I wanted to make it in the most possible languages. This is a work that costs a lot of money, translation, but we are going to find a way that we can have that, you know, and the cost will be changed into a valuable thing, a valuable human thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that I want to say is that the people that were invited to come here, they really come from not only different fields, but different races. So we are going to have two Black women from Brazil that are, one is pedagogue, the other is a sociologist, you know, that will talk about their own research on Black issues. You know, they will bring to us that possibility and will share to us, you know, to all of us, in between all of us, their own view about it, you know. And then we are going to have a man that is an economist, you know. It's with a lot of experience. It's a man of 77 years old, and he really occupied the high places in politics and in companies. And he is going to share with us the crisis of economy, how economy touches life of people, you know. So that's another important thing to listen. And others too that we can see in the program, you know, that are going to bring their own knowledge, you know, to improve our knowledge, to be with others, to be with the other, you know.
Yes.
Mm.
And so there would be 13 lectures,
Yeah,
and
13.
and it's actually a person would be able to purchase all those 13 lectures. And what is the organization that you are the head of that is organizing it? What will happen with the funds that are created from the different participants? That's something special as well that we're thinking, and all of us are supporting that. Can you share about that?
Yes, sure. Before I forget, there is always also a representative from the Brazilian native people, which is a native man, you know, from one of the ethnies in this country, and he is a lawyer, you know, specialized in defending the native people in Brazil. So that will be also an important participation
Yes.
in the whole set of people, you know. And one of the differences of this project too is that we are going to have for each meeting 1 hour and a half. And that is very interesting because each of the participants or each of the presenters, they will have about 40, 50 minutes to bring their presentation. And after that, it will happen a real dialogue with everybody that are there listening to him. It will be a real exchange of questions and answers and sharing. And that brings a kind of democratic place somehow, where the presenter is a presenter, but the public is also a part of the process. They are not there only to hear, or only there to listen. They are there for sharing process, and that is it will be very rich, as it was in our last project, The Wisdom of the Body, that you were one of the speakers at that time.
Yes, indeed, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a great format to have a presenter, and then that there's a dialogue among the people with the presenter, so everyone grows and from the presentation. So it's an interactive way. It's not a passive just listening, but there is a big part of discussion.
Exactly. Interactive, and is we can say is transsubjective. It means we go beyond the subject of
Yes.
each of us. You know, we
Yes.
put together, we go beyond that. You know, and I think this is also an important thing at the time that we are living now in the world, so that we can really transpass, you know, the differences, you know.
Yes.
And then it's a completely online project, and that's one of the advantages, that technology brings to us. We can be together from different countries, and we can understand each other from different countries and different languages, all at the same time.
Mhm.
So it's a real communion, of a community of human beings.
Yes, yes, yes. Do you want to say a little bit what projects, possibly the funds that are going to be gathered is going to be used for? Because it has even more a philanthropic idea as well, that we share knowledge, we interact, we grow, and then as well there is a place of giving back to the community, to the international community, and that there as well that all the presenters, they donate their time, and we all donate our time.
It's good that you remind me that, because I think maybe that's another point that put together a whole community. It means even if the ones that are not here and they cannot be here. So all presenters, are giving their time, and the public is paying to be with the presenters, but the whole funds that are collected, it will be redirected for what? For people in crisis.
Yes.
So as we get knowledge, we enrich ourselves with knowledge, and at the same time, we can help a whole population in need, and there are a lot all around the world. Yeah. So
yeah, that's so important to remember that as a participant, you're actually supporting other people. You're supporting them through different projects that we are going to be sharing the funds with. So it's a very well-rounded lecture series. And would you like to say when is the first lecture starting? And so kind of like we can slowly close this time together.
Yes, we are going to start on July 22nd. July 22nd, and the basic is the Brazilian time. It is from 10:30 in the morning to 12 o'clock, to midday. It means 1 hour and a half. Not every Saturday, but there is a calendar. We should have at least one Saturday by month, and maybe some months 2 Saturdays to complete the whole set. It will start in July 23rd, and it will finish on February 24th. So we can complete the whole cycle. What else did you say? So July 22nd is the first meeting, and for example, in my Instagram or on Facebook, we have a Facebook page too. There are all the informations from all presenters, with explanation what they are going to talk about and who are them. And you can enroll in the website, and if you have problems, you just let us know. And another nice thing too is that people, it's not expensive, not at all, for 13 conferences and sharing, but that people can pay with a credit card, and they can pay in 12 installments. It means they can divide in 12 payments the whole thing. So
Yes.
it is very much affordable for
Yes.
everybody. Yeah.
Well, Rubens, thank you so much for sharing about this very important project. And I would say from the whole team, thank you so very much for inviting us to participate and do it and make a better world, and where we
Yes.
are more connected and that we grow from differences and can listen to each other and not be afraid.
Yes, exactly. To learn
Yeah.
and be curious about the other, to learn
Yes.
about the other with the other, and not
Yes.
with our ideas and concepts and preconcepts, etc. Learn with the other with the other. I think that's the main thing.
Thank you, Ruben.